ANDERZÉN.
Well guys, another one bites the dust for people that have snapped their freaking coolant hose. When I was putting the reservoir back on, this dang part of the secondary air injection pump was pressing down on the line and of course snapped it. All right, what's the internet trickery for fixing this? Let's find out. She's out. All right, now we gotta decide if we try some magical trick or if I just get a new thermostat. That is seriously, shame on you, Mercedes. Seriously, this is a terrible design. Well guys, play the Mario Game Over music. Not gonna be able to finish up tonight, but should be able to finish up in the morning. We are life hacking right now because I don't remember where I saw it on the internet, but the internet always wins, you know. This is threaded, so we just need to find the thread size and get a little 90 barb, and I'll be able to connect hose to it using a barb on the other end. So basically, this right here, I can take this off, put an actual hose clamp with a 90 barb, connect it like Mercedes should have done from factory. Now we never have to worry about this plastic thing breaking again, and the next time if I ever need to get a thermostat, I can just do the same modification to it and put in my own fitting. We got close. We had a couple that were like similar, but it's a very fine thread, whatever it is. It could be 1/8 MPT, I don't know, but it looks bigger than that. It's like the size of a M12 bolt basically, but very fine thread. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I will see you guys in the morning. Thank you for following along. And I will bring you guys a DIY solution soon. All right guys, well, it's the next morning and we're in a BMW. Shout out to my mom for letting me borrow her car yesterday when we had to get the family home because of the M156 thermostat situation. So I'm on my way to the hardware store right now to see if we can find the correct threads for this inlet and or outlet, I guess, for the breather pipe. And hopefully I can find like a, you know, threaded 90-degree elbow with a barb on the other side. So I know they're online, but I'm hoping I can find one in person at one of the hardware stores nearby. So got some guava for breakfast, and let's make our way to the hardware store. Not bad. Other thing guys, it snowed last night again. This is the weirdest stretch of a few days we've had in a while. It's also kind of late to be doing this in the year. But yeah, luckily it just kind of melted off this morning, but super weird. All right guys, we are back with the M163. Got my hose kit, supply, barbs, everything we need. Let me show you what I think we came up with for a solution. Also, that's what the old fluid looks like mixed with snow. Not good. But we found all types of stuff, but I think in the end, this one is quarter thread, and it's like a brake line fitting basically. It has a barb, so we're going to use some of this steel weld, or you could use JB weld, and then fit it in here. It does thread in, but it's like kind of loose until it gets to the end, so this will seal it up. And then I'll be able to use some silicone hose right here, which is 1/4 inch. So I'll use some of that, and I'm gonna cut off this plastic fitting and use a barb, like a actual metal barb in here. I could probably use this too, but we'll get rid of it since we're doing everything else. But yeah, hopefully we can come up with a solution here. Seems like we got a game plan, so now it's just time to execute, and be careful while we're doing everything. So brake, let's go. Also, tangent, didn't get to drive this yet since we put the coilovers on. Kind of a buzzkill, but that's okay. Man, M156 designers. Was it engineer obsolescence? I can't think of any other thing. Why would you put the plastic fitting? Why would you put this on the thermostat in the location that it's at? Anyways, not complaining. Just as a designer myself, there's a lot better ideas you could have used. A lot better designs you could have used, but it's okay. We're fixing it for you, making it better, making it last. All right, guys, I got this lined up with the barb we'll use, and then we're getting this ready to weld. Liquid weld with our Permatex. Just got this because it was fast drying and curing, so should do the trick. Okay, guys, it is in. Tighten it a little with the wrench, but letting the steel weld do its job. I'll check back in about 10 minutes. All right, guys, it's been about probably 15-20 minutes since we put this on. We heated it up and then let it cool and sit inside in a little bit warmer temperature. So should be pretty much set. I am gonna throw a tiny bit of silicone around the gasket just because it's not a fresh gasket. Obviously, you want to get a new one if you're doing this. The good thing is, I mean, theoretically you can reuse this housing because you can buy the thermostats separate, like they do make, like, you know, race thermostats and stuff like that from other companies that don't come with the housing. So yeah, could do that in the future so I can keep using this and don't have to worry about ever using that plastic fitting, or I can just buy a new one and do the same modification to it. So yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to send, so let's go for it. All right, guys, just chopped this little fitting off. That's what we will use here. I just need to kind of wait to see what length this hose will need to be once we get the thermostat on. But yeah, this will connect here, and I'll put a little clamp on it. In theory, if I wanted to, I could pretty much replace all of this with my own brass fittings and whatever, because I don't really like the fact that all these fittings are plastic on here, but save that for another day. It's too cold and I don't feel like doing that. All right, guys, final solution. We got a tiny piece of silicone hose, a 1/4 inch hose, have our makeshift adapter there, regular worm clamp here, and here used a plier or a pinch one on this side because it's already a pretty tight fit. So I stretched that over a 3/8 barb, and the rest of it just left alone. So gonna put the power steering reservoir on, and then we'll have to fill up both coolant and power steering fluid. All right, guys, well, we've let it run for a little bit. I'm still hearing the noise, unfortunately, so power steering pump may need to go, but we did one cool little fix at least. The thermostat, we'll keep an eye on that obviously, but there's plenty of clearance underneath the way we did it. It's not interfering with any of the pulleys or anything like that, so it should be good. We'll keep an eye on everything. Alright, guys, on the way home right now. Coolant has gotten up to temp and is holding, so that is good. I'll double check once you get home to see if it needs to be topped up at all, but it'll throw a warning to me if it does anyways, but we'll double check it. Alright, guys, when I originally was fixing this little life hack and doing the reservoir at the same time, didn't really plan on making two separate videos for both of them, but I figured it made more sense after the fact, so wanted to close out this video for the life hack on the thermostat. Just letting you guys know it's holding up just fine. Much easier to work with. It's not going to get broken. There's no chance of it like really getting damaged. I think, you know, even if we had like a belt failure, it would have a much better chance of surviving, and if anything, it would just split the hose and you'd be good. Eventually, you know, if things get tired, I would like to put some brass T-barbs in where I can, like this plastic connector. Definitely a good one, even though it's out of the way and probably not as much of a risk, but still, I don't really like plastic connectors in a coolant system. I just don't think it's good over time. But yeah, haven't lost any coolant, and yeah, our little fitting is working well. Again, that was a 1/4 inch, basically either fuel line thread or brake line thread, and it threaded in as close as I could find to anything with the little steel weld stuff that we use from Permatex. I think it's a great fix, and now if I ever have to replace the thermostat, or if it goes bad, I can just replace the actual thermostat itself and not the housing. The housing is good to go. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful. I know that's a super common issue. Trust me, right as I was making the video, when we were doing the reservoir originally, when it broke, I told my stepdad, I told myself, like, we cannot break that thing. I know it's a common thing. Every time people do this, they end up breaking out an accident. Lo and behold, ended up breaking it. Felt like a noob, rookie mistake, but it's cool because I got to figure out a nice little life hack for you guys out of it, and have even more peace of mind now. That's what I've really been trying to do with this platform. This drivetrain went through the whole top end. I've been trying to take care of it as best as I can, adding the catch can, and just taking care of all the little bits and pieces to make it as stout and reliable as possible for my family, my wife and I, my son, to be riding in. So that said, hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely enjoy this thing. It's a wonderful engine, and yeah, again, life hack for you guys. Hopefully it's helpful. If it was, hit the like, leave a comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Tell me what you see. Am I something that you want, or am I something that you need?